What's going on, y'all? We got another Netflix and GIL episode. I want to talk about await further instructions. So with Netflix and GIL, my idea is because I don't know if you guys have this issue. I have an issue with Netflix. I I have a ton of movies on my list. Like seriously, like over 400 titles on my list. And I'm trying to find a way to challenge myself to actually watch some of these movies. Now, granted, there's some stuff that you watch immediately. Bird Box was one of them. I think Thor Ragnarok, when I hadn't seen it, it had jumped on. I saw it. Solo took me a few times. They have Ant-Man and the Wasp on there. I definitely need to check that out. So there's so much content out there, man. There is so much stuff to digest, to consume, and there's literally not enough time in the day to get around to watching things we might want to watch. So what I do, or what I'm trying to do with Netflix and GIL, I'm just putting stuff that's on my list, and I'm just watching it, and I'm just giving like a quick little, my little input on whether or not it's worth your time. And especially with horror, because there's some stuff out there that it's not even B grade. I want to call it C grade or D grade. It's just like a downgrade from horror. Special effects are crap. Just from the box art on Netflix, you could tell it's trash. But sometimes you'd be surprised. Sometimes there's some good stuff out there. So my whole idea is to not waste your time. So I'll pretty much give a quick little review and not go in depth because who wants spoilers? You know what I'm saying? Half the time you watch a movie trailer and you pretty much going through half your bag of popcorn because they already pretty much told you the whole damn movie, and it's like, okay, like, do I really want to see this? It's like, you already told me too much. I don't like spoilers, but I like to know if something's good or not. So my idea is just to pretty much say if it's worth a watch and either yes or no. So granted, the stuff I put on here is stuff that I've watched that, from a horror perspective, it either brings something new, it brings something unique, or if it's same old stuff, it's just it's good enough and watchable enough to sit through and not waste your time. Again, everyone has their own taste. I'm using what I look for in movies and how I judge and critique movies, and I'm just sharing that. Um, I've watched a crap ton of movies in my time. I'm an English major. I write comic books. So if, as far as story wise, I'll let you know if it's worth it. I'll let you know if the acting is good. Like, I'll just be straight up, and give you my opinion if it's worth a watch. Again, if you watched it and you didn't enjoy the movie, sorry. I'm just telling you what works for me. And I want to save you guys some time because there's a lot of crap out there. But anyway, await further instructions. It's a British horror movie. And I don't know if you like British movies in general. They seem to be a bit more edgy, even with their comedies. I mean, if you've seen stuff like Mr. Bean, Faulty Towers, there's, Keeping Up Appearances. There's just a lot of, decent, great British TV shows out there that they're edgy. As far as horror movies too, they're edgy. They push it. You know what I mean? Shaun of the Dead was one of my favorites. Simon Pegg. I mean, so this is it's a different take on horror. Okay, it's set, in contemporary times, and is the premise is just interesting. So in the movie, it's Christmas time. A time for gathering, a time for family bullying and fighting and cross-generational disputes. In this movie, it's also a time for seething hatred, a time for racism, quarantines, and vaccines. All right. So if that's catching you, this is what awaits and await further instructions. Some of the things featured in there, and it's where the first real screen that dominated us, right, now gives us orders, right? You got the TV screen, right? Await further instructions. Again, it's a British fare, right? It brings an interesting premise to the forefront. I'm talking about interesting. All right. Now with the premise, it couples with some, I want to say some pretty one-dimensional characters. I'm not gonna lie; they're not, that layered or that, where you care about them, except maybe the main character and his girlfriend. But it's a cut above, one-dimensional acting. It does feature David Bradley. I don't know if you guys remember him from Game of Thrones, the what was it, the Red Wedding, I want to say. I can't even remember his name, Jesus, but he was the bad he was the dad, the old dude who was married to all them young women, and he pretty much killed Rob Stark. It was just horrible. That was a sad one to watch. But he's in the movie. He also did The Strain, the Vampire Hunter and The Strain. So again, he's in there. So he has a way of clawing under your skin. That's just how he is as a character. So you get a little bit of that with the role he plays in there. And so the bit of acting we get here is definitely just a cut above average. Okay, but as a whole, there's definitely some key ingredients that that makes any decent horror flick watchable. We got them here in Await Further Instructions. Now, while the story starts off red hot, with intrigue, no doubt, it suffers from the typical, the premise is better than the actual end game syndrome. It's like they had something good, and it's like, okay, it's like, where are we going with this? It's all like Lost. Like, hey, you got a good, like the TV show Lost. You had a great premise, and then it's just like you were spitballing the rest of the way, and it's just like, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, and it's like, okay, really? The island has all this crap going on. It started off great, and then it just turned into a mishmash of crap, and just bull garbage. But anyway, we got a little bit of some of that here, but it's not that crazy. It starts off good, but again, it's like, I don't know if it gets a little over the top. By the third act, things get like weirdly outrageous, like of epic comic book proportions. Seriously. But if you're a fan of bizarre horror concepts and the wickedly strange, Await Further Instructions is definitely worth a watch. There's some decent special effects in there. And again, just the concept, I feel, hits home really well. It gives you something new as far as horror, and indoors, and just, the breakdown of the family. And then you got some interesting CGI, some stringy thingies in there. I don't want to give too much away, but it's definitely worth your time if you're looking for something to watch that's horror, that's not going to waste your time. Trust me, this one I saw, it's worth a sit through. Definitely check it out. If you guys have seen it, anyone seen it, or, just let me know in the comments below what you thought about this movie. If you have any other recommendations on Netflix, what to watch that's probably already on my list or not, let me know. So if you're looking for horror tonight and you want something fresh and new and you haven't seen Await Further Instructions, definitely check it out. Like I said, it's worth a watch. And hit me up in the comments, let me know what you think, any other recommendations on Netflix. But Netflix and GIL will be a thing, and I'll just pretty much try to put something new every day as far as what I'm watching on the horror front, to keep you guys motivated and saving those valuable seconds for off your night. You know what I mean? Want to give you something that's worth watching. All right, guys, till next time, take care. Later.